I'm back with another video on, this one's on Disney etiquette, just my personal opinions again on the do's and don'ts of Disney etiquette. And the reason I decided to do this video is because I think that this is probably one of the biggest sources of stress for people on their Disney trip and it's actually, I think, adults more than it is even kids, that they just really don't know the correct way to behave, I guess, for lack of a better word, at Disney. And then it kind of throws all of the other grown-ups for a loop, and I think it's the biggest source of stress. So I thought I would give my opinions on some Disney etiquette do's and don'ts. I hope you enjoyed them. Okay, so my first one is don't take pictures on dark rides. First of all, the flash is not bright enough on your camera to light up the entire scene, and it's really just distracting for other guests. Even if you turn the flash off, however, you still have the screen on your camera or your phone. If it is a light up screen where you can actually see the picture that you're taking, that also is very bright and can be very distracting for other guests that are sitting behind you. And I know this firsthand, so that can be kind of a source of frustration. So my first one, don't take pictures on dark rides. My second one is don't take flash pictures on any rides. And the reason I say this, it wouldn't have occurred to me, but I had been behind some guests taking pictures on It's a Small World. And if you've been on it, you know it's definitely not a dark ride. They had their flash on though, and they took probably 50 pictures in the ride. They were taking pictures pretty much constantly throughout the entire ride. And it is very distracting for the other guests that are riding in the same boat or car or whatever as you. Like I said, there's constant flashes going off, and it is very distracting. So don't take flash pictures. My third tip is another picture tip, and this one is don't go nuts with the pictures. Kind of goes hand in hand with my example from being behind the picture taking freaks from It's a Small World. You miss out on so much of your trip if you're just taking pictures the whole time. And if you think about it, the pictures that you're taking on the rides, you can find all of those in a much better quality online. There's no reason that you have to take those pictures. The pictures you want to take are the pictures of you and your family and, you know, people ones that you're not going to be able to find online. So don't go nuts with the pictures, just enjoy the ride. Think, could I find this picture online if I wanted to show my friends or family what this ride was about? If you can, don't bother taking a picture of it. My next tip is do prep your child before the trip. If there's a chance that you think your child might be scared of a ride, like maybe it's a dark ride, like it's like on the Haunted Mansion, or maybe it's a loud ride, if you think that they're going to be afraid, have them watch YouTube videos of the ride beforehand and prep them. Explain to them what's going to happen so that they know what to expect, and hopefully then they won't be afraid. If they're still afraid, don't make them ride. I've seen a couple of times where parents really want to get the whole family together and the child is just screaming and crying because they are so afraid of the ride. And then it's embarrassing for you because everybody's staring at you and they're wondering, why is this parent making their child do this? And then, and it's a waste of your time because you're eventually going to bail anyway. So don't make them ride if they're afraid, but if you think they might be afraid, prep them as much as possible. You could also bring earplugs for them if you think there's a chance that the loud noises might be a problem. My next tip is don't forget the little people. And this is not just for kids, this is for me as well. I'm vertically challenged. I'm only 5'3". So if you are in the front row waiting for a parade and you're 6 feet tall and you're sitting on the ground and people don't know how tall you are because you're sitting, and then you have a row of people standing behind you, don't stand up right when the parade starts. If you can stay sitting, please do so, because now you're blocking the view of the people that are 6 people deep behind you waiting for the show, and then they can't see either. And they weren't expecting you to be that tall. So at this point, you know, right before the parade or show starts, it's going to be too late to go find another spot. So if possible, stay sitting if you're tall and in the front row. Kind of along the same lines is I see a lot of people taking pictures with their iPads at Disney. Try and be respectful of it, please. If you're, again, in the front row, don't lift up your iPad and take pictures or video of an entire parade, and then you're blocking the view for the people behind you, the child, short person, whatever. You're blocking the view. So try to be cognizant of your surroundings and who you may be blocking, whose view you may be blocking. My next tip is do go with the flow. You do have, at least a little bit, you do have to do some planning for a Disney trip, probably more so than you would other trips, like maybe just a beach vacation. But that being said, learn to relax. If your kids change their mind about what they want to do, then so be it. You know, it's their vacation too. I think some of the worst I'm sure some of the worst behavior I've seen at Disney World is parents, not their children. You know, they get stressed out about their kids, and you know, it's a lot for kids. It's very tiring, and there's a lot of walking, and it's a lot of excitement and a lot of stimulation for them. So try to go with the flow a little bit as much as possible. And my last tip is, I know a really big one that I've seen on Disney discussion boards, don't stop in the middle of a row when you're entering a theater. Move all the way down. There's a cast member in the front of the theater that tells you move all the way down the row. Please do so. Move all the way down the row. There are several 3D shows like Mickey's PhilharMagic in the Magic Kingdom and Muppet Vision 3D in Hollywood Studios. It's Tough to Be a Bug in Animal Kingdom. Those 3D shows, it does not matter where you sit. You will have you're wearing 3D glasses and you have the exact same experience no matter where you're sitting. So when things are coming out of the screen and they look like they're coming at you because it's 3D, you could sit completely way far on the left and then way far on the right, and you will have the exact same experience. It is all coming directly toward you. So please move all the way down the row. The reason they do that is because if you stop in the middle of the row, either the rest of the row has to remain empty or people have to climb over you. And think if you had some elderly person coming up behind you with a cane that's not very mobile, it's not right to expect them to climb over you. And small children and things, you really do have to move all the way down the row. So these were some of my Disney tips, my Disney etiquette do's and don'ts. I hope you found them helpful, and I hope they will help you relax a little bit on your next trip, and we can all behave and all have a great trip. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.